Good morning, Mega Podlings. Crazy Joe here. I don't know what it is, but I just really, I don't feel like myself today.
That is better. I'll tell you. I'm just not myself when I'm hungry.
Everybody's striking the band. We're going to Krazy Joe's concession stand. He's got popcorn, soda, and delicious wieners. Forget all the shows over here with Krazy Screener. He'll talk about movies and TV too. Krazy Joe reviews them all for you. He says go to eat, but roll into one. Join Krazy Joe and get all the fun at Krazy Joe's concession stand. Krazy Joe's concession stand. He knows movies like the back of his hand. At Krazy Joe's concession stand. Keep wearing those pajamas.
Good morning. Welcome back to Krazy Joe's concession stand. I'm Krazy Joe. We are doing this live stream thing that we do almost every Tuesday. I know I've been off my game lately, and I apologize for that. But it's been a rough couple weeks. That's just all there is to it. And last week I was all set to go live, and I've been depressed. Have you seen the videos I did on the Krazy Joe Adventure channel? I did a couple walk and talk videos. You know all about it. If you aren't subscribed to Krazy Joe Adventures, go subscribe over there. There are like 2 walk and talk videos, one where I reminisce about my friend Adam, and one where I just kind of talk about how hard it's been hitting me and moving forward. I'm getting better though. I'm getting much better, and we're here, and we're ready to do this live stream thing that we do. Hopefully, Eric and Perp are able to make it. I think I talked to Eric earlier. I think he was coming. Hopefully, Perp is here as well. I'd really like to talk to Perp about the movie Primate. So I know Perp saw Primate. I'd love to discuss it with him. So hopefully Perp shows up. We'll see. I see a couple comments here. We've got Honey, I Shrunk the Kids says, what is your cartoon crush? I don't know that I have a cartoon crush. I mean, that's kind of hard. I don't really have a cartoon crush, I don't think. Yeah, none comes to mind, really. I mean, do characters count that exist in cartoon form as well as live action? Because then we could probably come up with someone. I don't know. That's a tough one. And Trey says, how's your day? Today's been okay. Busy, but all right. Nobody's here yet, so I don't really want to get into our topics until either Eric or Perp or somebody arrives. I hope somebody shows up tonight. This is going to be a real short stream if nobody shows up. Let's put it that way. It'll be a real short stream. But I do have a few topics I want to talk about. Let's start with, this is, not a main topic, but there's a movie out right now. I've seen the trailers. I've seen the movie posters. There's a movie out right now called Greenland 2, The Migration. Greenland 2, The Migration. Now, it's kind of funny because I like to think that I have my finger on the pulse. I go to the movies a lot. I see a lot of movies. And I've never heard of Greenland 1. I mean, I've now seen it. I watched it today. It's on HBO Max. But I saw the trailers for Greenland 2, and I'm like, Greenland 2? What is Greenland 1? And I looked it up, read the plot synopsis, watched the trailers, and I just was like, yeah, I don't know what this is. I've never heard of this. And apparently it was successful enough that they made a sequel to it. So I don't know. So today out of curiosity, I did track down the first one. It's streaming on HBO Max, and I watched it, and it's okay. It's okay. It's a movie where the Earth is going to be destroyed, and people are trying to get to safety. Of those kind of movies, it's all right, but I kept thinking back to another movie with a similar premise from the 80s where somebody gets a phone call, finds out that the world is going to end. There's nuclear weapons on the way. And this was a natural disaster, but the movie I'm thinking of was a nuclear war. But this guy gets a call, finds out nuclear weapons are on the way, and he's like, well, we got to save, we got to save ourselves. What can we do? How do we get to safety? And this movie starred Anthony Edwards, and it was called Miracle Mile. I don't know if a lot of people know Miracle Mile. It's one of those little culty under the radar films. I found it on cable when I was a kid. It showed up on like either HBO, or we used to have a channel like HBO here in the Philadelphia area called Prism. So it was either HBO or Prism. I don't know which, but it was a very similar type thing where the world is doomed and people are trying to get to safety. And that's kind of what Greenland reminded me of, but it wasn't quite as engaging as Miracle Mile. But I'm intrigued. I'm going to try to go see Greenland 2, The Migration, now that I've seen the first movie. But that just struck me as odd. Is anyone familiar with this film, Greenland? I mean, it must have been at least somewhat successful because they decided to make a sequel to it. You don't make a sequel to something that wasn't a hit. But here we are. There's a sequel to this film. So the first one must have done pretty well. And how did that come out and slip by me? I don't know. I like to think that my finger's on the pulse. All right, what is going on? Is anybody coming by tonight? Nobody? Let me text Perp real quick because I didn't talk to him today. Real quick, we'll text him. All right. There we go. And all right. And yeah, Eric said he's stopping by, so I guess we're just waiting for him. Hey, Retro Machine TV is here. Good to see you, man. Would you like to join the stream tonight? Let me know if you would like. I will send you a link. Love to have you on. Lisa is here. Lisa, you are going to want to stick around because one of my topics today involves the Muppets. And yeah, we're talking Muppets tonight, definitely. And I just got a text from Perp. He says he can't till later. So I guess he's going to join us, but not until later. Okay. Trey says, what are your thoughts on the 5 Mr. Rogers conflict episodes? I'm not familiar with those episodes, Trey. Maybe I am. Like, maybe if I heard some details of them, it would come back to me. But just the saying 5 conflict episodes, that doesn't jog my memory in any way. I will tell you this. I watched Mr. Rogers religiously as a child. Religiously. And I was born in 1976. So in 1979, Mr. Rogers kind of relaunched his show. His show ended. A lot of people may not know this. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood ran from 1969 to 1975. In 1975, Mr. Rogers ended his show. And from 1975 to 1979, it was all reruns. All reruns. Not a single new episode aired between 75 and 79. In 1979, he decided to bring the show back. And then it ran from 1979 to 2001. And you can always tell the difference between the episodes because the episodes that aired in 1975 and before, Mr. Rogers had brown walls. And when he switched to the 1979 episodes, he painted the walls blue. So if you're watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and the walls are blue, it's from 79 to 01. If the walls are brown, or like maybe more of a yellowish, maybe brown isn't the right color, more yellowish. If he's got yellowish colored walls, that's 1975 and before. Now, the reason I bring this up is, having been born in 1976, in my formative years watching Mr. Rogers, most of my fond memories, episodes of Mr. Rogers that are ingrained in my memory that I will never forget, are from the early batch of episodes when he had the yellow walls. There's a lot of episodes that I remember very clearly. Like Lady Elaine wants to be an astronaut and she discovers the planet Purple. Or the episode where Mr. Allmine comes to the neighborhood and he declares that anything that is in his notebook belongs to him. He's Mr. Allmine and it's all his if it's in his notebook. So he just goes around drawing things and stealing them. And those are my most vivid memories of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And here's the funny thing. They don't rerun those episodes anymore. If you go out and buy DVDs of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, those episodes aren't on there. It's all 79 and after. And that kind of bothers me. So there is a little bit of a rant about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And look, Eric's here. Welcome to the party.
I didn't realize you were live, and then I checked my phone and I saw, oh wait, he's going live earlier. So
oh yeah, that happened. That happened on your channel the other day. Like you went live, and I didn't get any kind of notification or anything.
Yeah, nothing popped up for me. So
weird.
But I will probably leave a tad early just to make sure I can get over to my stream. But
okay. All right.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know how long you're planning on going. So
well, I had a couple topics. One topic really only works at Perps here. Perp said he might stop in later, but
okay.
Because I don't know that you saw the movie, but Perp said something to me on, well, maybe it was on Twitter or I don't know, somewhere on social media, that he wanted to talk about Primate. So,
yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. So yeah, you'll probably have to wait for him.
Yeah, but idea. How you doing?
I'm good. StreamYard was acting up yesterday, and it caused all my videos to. I had a video that went out late today because of that, and couldn't stream last night, so it's been a little rough with StreamYard.
I saw that. I got out of the movies last night. I went to the movies, and I got out and was planning to come home and join your stream, and there was no stream. So is this thing on?
Yeah. Was it good?
Bradley Cooper movie. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a very it's both sad and life affirming at the same time. It's I don't know. I liked it, but
okay. It's
a little bit of a downer. It's funny because it's a movie that's centered around stand-up comedy, but it's not funny.
Right. What is the like synopsis of the movie? Like, what is the?
It's basically about a failing marriage. Will Arnett and Laura Dern are divorcing, and it's a pretty rough divorce. It's about him coming to terms with the whole thing. Like, he does, how does he move on? How much is he to blame for the divorce? How much is she to blame? What are their how it's impacting their parents, their friends, the kids. And it's just kind of funny because he goes to a comedy club early on and he just wants to go in for a drink and they're like $15 cover and he doesn't want to pay the $15. So they're like, somebody goes in and doesn't pay the cover. Well, why she get to go in without paying the cover? Oh, well, because she signed up to perform. So he signs up to perform to save $15. Like that's his whole like what gets him in the door. But then it becomes like a therapy thing for him. He gets up there, he's talking about his divorce, and it's him kind of through comedy working through everything going on in his head. But it's very well done.
Okay. I saw the announcements about it coming out, but I never watched a trailer or anything like that, so I wasn't sure what it was.
Yeah, I saw the trailer once and then I forgot the trailer. So it's funny because I kind of went in cold. Even though I had seen the trailer, it had just, completely vacated my brain by that point. So now that you're here, I kind of wanted to, I hope we're not beating the same topics to death here, but this is the week. We are in the week. 2 days from now, Starfleet Academy premieres.
Right.
And my excitement level is like amped up to 11. The more I see, the more I read. I'm getting very, very excited about this show. I don't know where your excitement level is.
Pretty high. I would say I'm in the pretty high category in terms of excitement.
Are you familiar with Larry Nemecek, Dr. Star Trek?
Very vaguely. I don't know a ton about the content, but yeah.
I got to get him back on here. He's been on here before. Great guy. He wrote the book, the Star Trek: The Next Generation Companion, which I used to pore over that book in high school. So it was and it's funny because he reached out to me years ago and asked if he could come on stream with me, and I'm like, wow, I used to pore over your book, and now you're reaching out like that. That blew my mind. But he's a great guy. He saw it. He was at the LA premiere. And he had very, very positive things to say. The early critic score came out on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics who saw the early screeners and were at the New York and LA premieres, it's sitting at 86%. And the more I'm hearing about some of the characters, the more intrigued I'm becoming. Like the captain, I might mispronounce her name, Holly Hunter's character, Nala Ati. Or Nala Ake, I don't know. New character. We're learning. Apparently, she's half. What's the species called? Lathamite or Lanthamite. It's the same species Carol Kane's character is on Strange New Worlds.
Right.
And that character is extremely long-lived. They have these really, really long lifespans. So this show set after the burn, which kind of has changed the universe forever, but her character's 400 years old. So she is sort of the bridge from Starfleet as it was pre-burn to post-burn. I don't know. I find that very, very interesting.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's going to be a cool character. I don't know. I'm really getting excited, and I'm getting optimistic that all this online negativity is just the typical vocal minority that we always hear, because this show has been being raked over the coals for seemingly no reason.
Yeah, I did a whole video on it earlier. I don't know if you had a chance to see it. It was like a 45-minute video.
Was it today?
Yeah, that was the one that was. It was delayed. It was supposed to come out earlier today, like 3 or 4, but StreamYard backed it up. It didn't come out till around 7:30, but. Yeah, there was I mean, there's a lot of videos about it. Obviously, like you said, the online hate brigade is already going in on this one. But the video that I watched was Chris Gore and Nerdrotic watching the red carpet premiere, because it was a blue carpet, but it was a red carpet premiere of the show where they were inviting people in to watch the first 2 episodes and stuff like that.
And that was in New York, right?
Yes, yeah.
You know what kills me? I was there the next day, and like I saw my wife's Christmas gift. I took her to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child on Broadway.
Oh, okay.
And we went on Saturday, and I find out that the Star Trek premiere had been the night before in Times Square, and I'm like, I was like in the spot where it was, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a day late and $1 short.
Yeah, so they had everybody there, like producers, writers, actors, people, all involved with the show there, doing the normal stop and talk and all that things to the, people doing interviews and things like that. And it was basically Chris Gore and Gary watching it and then just criticizing everything, like what they were wearing on the red carpet, how they responded to questions that were just fun questions. They weren't intended to be super serious. Questioning how much a black actress was getting paid per episode, and how she shouldn't be wearing endorsed things because she doesn't get paid enough. Like, it was just dumb stuff. And I'm like, this is nothing about the show. Like, you're not talking about the show. You're reviewing, and I'm using that term very loosely, reviewing the red carpet where they're just there to sort of talk about their involvement and how excited they are for the show to come out. That's all it was. And they literally just shit over like every single person of color that was on there, every single woman that was on there. Like, it was just all shit talking. They keep saying it's like super gay, but none of the promotional materials has said anything about a gay character or a gay storyline. And I don't know where that comes from. The poster that we saw, the very first poster, all the groups were paired up in gender. So it was like male, female, or man, woman, gender and sex were how they were paired up. And I'm like, so they're pairing them up as opposite gender, opposite sex in this poster. And there's nothing there about a gay relationship. So I don't know where that's coming from. They were talking about a gay Klingon. We don't know anything about the Klingon character.
Oh, yeah, they've really been going after this Klingon. Like, every time I see this Klingon's picture, they're going after him. And I cannot figure it out. Because I keep looking at this Klingon and I'm like, he just looks like a typical Klingon. In fact, you would think they would be happy about this Klingon.
Right.
Because they were so upset that the makeup got changed on Discovery.
Right.
This is a tradition. This is a character that is very identifiable as a Klingon.
You could drop him in the Next Generation and you would immediately recognize him as a Klingon.
Exactly.
Like, immediately, you know? But there's been no mention of that. I know some of the actors are probably, they fall under the queer umbrella, most likely, just because of the way that I've seen them, discussing things in some of the interviews I've watched. But nothing says that their characters are going to be those things. Like, we don't know that for sure.
You know, I remember there was an article that ran in the Philadelphia Inquirer in the 80s when Next Generation was on the air. I have looked for this article. I have tried to find it in, archives.
What article is it? From what?
The article, it was in the Philadelphia Inquirer in the 1980s. And the title of the article was Star Trek: The Next Orientation. And this was an article during the run of Next Generation, probably around season 2, where it was just a long article about how Gene Roddenberry was planning to introduce gay characters onto the Next Generation. He said, it's not going to be, there are quotes from Roddenberry were in this article. It's not going to be anything major. You'll just see like maybe 2 same-sex couples holding hands in the background of a shot. But I just want to show that exists in our future. This was the 80s. Well, apparently, shortly after that, Gene Roddenberry stepped down as showrunner. He wasn't in the best of health. Rick Berman took over. So I don't know how much of it was Rick Berman, how much of it was the Paramount. But obviously that didn't really come to pass on the Next Generation. But all these guys that are criticizing this stuff, they're always going on about Gene's vision. That was Gene's vision. Gene wanted that. Gene was pushing for that in 1980. I wish I could find that article now.
Yeah.
But it's not coming up when I look.
Well, the thing is, outside of their accusations that everything is being pushed on them, like they would say, they're pushing gay stuff, they're pushing trans stuff. This is kind of the language they use. If you just show gay people existing in the world and there's no narrative around it, none of that stuff, then how is that pushing anything on you?
Right.
It's not really pushing anything on. Like you were saying, in a scene in the background where you see characters, two men or 2 women holding hands together, how is that pushing anything on you? That's literally background stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, if a character is gay in a show and they just exist in the show and you don't want them there, what am I supposed to assume that means? You know what I mean? Like, literally, you don't want gay people in something because they're gay. That's homophobia. Like, there's no other explanation for it. They would go, well, we just want it to be this, that, and the other. It's like, you're not the writers of the show. You're not the creators of the show. This is not your series. If you want to make a Star Trek and make it whatever you want as a fan film, go do that. But the actual continuity of the shows we're in right now, the people that are writing them, the people that are in charge of them, are people that want this stuff to be in the show. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying a lot of the new Trek. I don't love all of the new Trek stuff. Like, some of it's not for me, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Not everything has to be for me. It's very clear to me, based on the advertising of this show, and everything I'm seeing on social media, they are trying to pick up a younger audience. They want Star Trek to have a thriving younger audience, a younger community that wants to watch Star Trek. This show, I think, is going to have some nostalgia in it. Obviously, we have some characters coming back from new Trek shows, as well as like you have the Doctor and stuff coming in. But I think what they want to do is they want to start from a fresh slate. They want a show that feels like you're going to meet these characters in Starfleet Academy, and there's a potential eventually for these characters to be important in other things down the road,
Right.
like maybe another series, maybe a continuation of the show, because we don't know. We know we're getting 2 seasons. They're almost done filming season 2 already.
Right.
So we know we're getting 2 seasons of it. So maybe we'll see these characters again. The point is, you have to establish a younger fan base, or the franchise will die off with the people that watched it originally. You
Yeah.
have to have a younger fan base.
Absolutely. Absolutely. By the way, I want to point out one of my favorite people here on YouTube, Mr. Dave Sundstrom, is watching tonight. Watching while at work. Good to see you, Dave. Always good to see you. Love you, man. And thank you. Michael says, glad you're back this week. Thank you, Michael. I've had a rough couple of weeks. I apologize. I'm getting there. And I can't disagree with CJH. Social media was a mistake. So.
Yeah, but I'm excited. We're getting it this week. I'm obviously going to watch it. I'll review it. I'm going to be putting up reviews as shorts on my channel. So thank you, Michael. I want to put up my reviews as shorts. I want to utilize the short system to do reviews now, because I think the long form stuff, I need to focus on different types of content. But I'm excited to talk about it. It's going to be the first Star Trek series that I'll be reviewing weekly. So that's a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. One thing I brought up I also put up a video today on, in fact, I sent you the thumbnail. I put up a video
Yes.
a few hours ago on Starfleet Academy. And one of the things I was talking about regarding the criticisms, and I borrowed a term you use often.
Mm-hmm.
You often use the term media illiteracy.
Yes.
And I borrowed that from you. Because I believe a lot of the criticism is media illiteracy.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the comments I keep seeing, and it's driving me crazy because it's such a stupid comment, is Star Trek 90210, Star Trek 90210. And I pointed out in my video that if you're saying Star Trek 90210, you're telling me you don't know the difference between setting and genre. Because 90210 was like a teen melodrama set in a school. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of different kinds of stories that are told in a school setting.
Right.
Like Welcome Back, Kotter, or Saved by the Bell. That was also a school setting. Very different kind of show. That was a comedy. Buffy the Vampire Slayer was set in a school. That was a supernatural series. Your setting is not your genre. Mm-hmm. They're two different things. NYPD Blue and Brooklyn Nine-Nine aren't the same kind of show.
Right.
So, like, every time I hear Star Trek 90210, I'm like, so you see a school and you think anything in a school setting can only be this one thing. It can't be anything else. You can't tell any other kind of story in this setting. But I was like, yes, setting and genre are not the same.
Well, it's also the most popular show that they would, that if you're thinking about like a young adult, like a show of its time with a lot of like really savvy actors and stuff, you're going to go for 90210. But it was one of the biggest ones, right? It was one of the largest ones, arguably the largest like young adult soap opera during that era, because I would classify it as like a soap opera in a lot of ways. So you look at that and you see what that is, right? So they go for that. Where is the depth in that criticism, right? Because you're comparing it to something that everyone knows, and it was also extremely popular. So you're not comparing it to something that was a failure that flopped. You're comparing it to one of the most popular young adult soap operas of all time, arguably. 90210. Like, it's referential. It still holds up. People still talk about it today. So
we gave away codes on this very channel.
Right, but my point is, you're comparing it to something that's extremely successful and saying, well, this is going to be bad.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. Why not compare it to a young adult soap opera that failed, something that was bad because of that? but they're not even doing that. So not only are they media literate in terms of genre and setting, the way you were talking about, but they don't even understand. They're comparing it to something that was extremely successful. So, I mean, you're like, what is that bad? Like, I think they said One Tree Hill was another one I've seen, or
Dawson's Creek, that's
yeah,
another one.
But all of these things were successful. They were all
Right.
popular. So I don't really understand what the criticism is. Are you saying that it's going to be good because these other things were good? I don't.
And I saw Robert Meyer Burnett saying, wow, he was criticizing this show. He's not happy about it, of course. And he was saying, well, why can't it be like The Paper Chase? And I'm like, well, how do you know it's not?
Yeah.
You haven't seen this. You can't tell me what this is or what this isn't because you haven't seen it.
That's another thing is in my video where I was talking about them criticizing the premiere was they were saying things about it like they know what it's going to be. And I'm like, I don't even know what it's going to be. I'm hoping it's going to be good, but I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be.
Well, I have another topic, and I don't know if Lisa's still with us, but I told Lisa, hey, Lisa, you might want to stick around because we're going to talk Muppets. Something happened in the world of the Muppets this week, and I don't know if you are aware of it or not. Hang on, I got to find the right... Okay, here it is. Here it is. I don't know if you... have seen this or heard about this, but Steve Whitmire, the performer who played Kermit the Frog for almost 30 years, until 2017, he was the one who took over the role from Jim Henson after Jim Henson passed away in 1990. He was let go in 2017, and he's since been replaced by a puppeteer named Matt Vogel, who's been performing Kermit since 2017. Steve Whitmire put this post up on his website the other day, and I think it's one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen. I think Steve Whitmire has totally embarrassed himself here. And it pains me to say this because as a fan who appreciates the work of a performer, I love Steve Whitmire. Steve Whitmire has entertained me since I was a child. Even before he was Kermit, he was the creator, the original puppeteer of Rizzo the Rat and Bean Bunny, and he's performed so many wonderful characters over the years. So I have this great love of Steve Whitmire as a performer, but we started to hear the reasons he was replaced, and they said, he was kind of unprofessional. He played brinkmanship. He would agree to do jobs. This is what was said in 2017 when we were told why he was let go. They said he would agree to jobs, then renegotiate his contract on the spot once he had them over the barrel. So, oh, by the way, we have a super chat. Thank you. Florida 49ers fan. Hey, guys, what's up? Good to see you. Thank you. Super chat Hippo. Thanks you. But anyway, I think what triggered Steve Whitmire here is the character he created, Rizzo, has been recast for the first time since he left in 2017. I think that's the trigger here. But basically, by the way, we have another super chat. Oh, come on. Let's keep it family friendly. Super chat Hippo, thanks you, but let's keep it family friendly here. Wow, they're coming in like crazy. I haven't had this many super chats in a long time. Thank you, John. Have you seen my cat's skull? No, I have not seen your cat, but thank you, John. All right. So anyway, where was I? I'm losing the plot here. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but Steve Whitmire put this post up. 10 years ago, I published a statement saying I wanted Muppet fans to be the smartest fans in the world. I want this for you because you already have a connection to the Muppets, and I think you should at least be given the opportunity to gain even deeper insights into why that attraction might be waning now. I see literally thousands of comments and receive as many messages and emails from people like you who sense that Kermit the Frog as we know him no longer exists. In both cases, most are from casual viewers rather than the deeply devoted Muppet fans. The public at large is sensing that something has gone wrong. I am told within the circle of the Disney Muppet performers, all of these people are written off as being haters and are being ignored. But the vast majority of the comments and messages I see aren't hateful. They are discerning. And after a decade to adjust, what is before them obviously doesn't work, and ignoring the problem only increases it. So he goes on here. This is a very long article. I don't want to read the whole thing. I first became acquainted with Kermit the Frog in the mid-'60s. He originally began... okay, let me get to... I don't want to read this whole thing. I think we can all agree that the most devastating occurrence in the history of the Muppets was Jim's unexpected death in 1990. Even if you weren't around during that time frame, trust me, it was devastating. Someday I'll tell you about our last conversation in which he discussed with me our devastating and insidious turn of events that began to take hold in addition to losing Jim. Technically, the Muppet characters began to be a commodity prior to Jim's death since it was necessary to assign monetary value. Where do we get to the part? Okay, so he gets to the part about recasting the roles. The Muppets became a brand to be bought and sold, brought about with what I believe to be the most devastating thing to damage the Muppets in their history outside of Jim's death. The wholly objective corporate approach of treating the characters as roles to be portrayed by actors who audition rather than continue to view them as direct extensions of artistic expression from specific individual originative performers. Viewing the Muppets as roles began as soon as Jim was gone and changed the perception from seeing them as individual entities who exist in their own world to being corporate-owned puppet character franchise with people hired to play them. Anyway, enter a big shiny reboot of The Muppet Show just around the bend, an idea I pitched multiple times from 2010 forward, only to be ignored. But I had very specific reasons for proposing bringing back the series at that juncture. All right. Bottom line here is we basically have Steve Whitmire going on about how nobody should be Kermit but him. And nobody can perform Kermit but him. And he goes on about keeping the Muppets with their originative performers. None of this makes sense because Steve is not the originative performer. He took over. He took over because Jim Henson died. And every Muppet character has only been passed off as people have passed away. Jerry Nelson passed away. Matt Vogel took over a lot of his characters. Frank Oz stepped away, decided he didn't want to do the Muppets anymore. Eric Jacobson took over a lot of his characters. So it's not that they are kicking people out and Disney saying, we don't want you anymore. To all these, they've done that to one person and one person only, and that's Steve Whitmire. And Steve Whitmire, the Muppets are owned by three distinct companies. The Muppets, as we know them, are owned by Disney. The Sesame Street characters are owned by Sesame Workshop. And things like Fraggle Rock are owned by the Henson Company. Steve Whitmire had characters in all of those. He was Wembley Fraggle on Fraggle Rock. He was Ernie on Sesame Street. He was Kermit the Frog. So he worked for all three companies. He doesn't work for any of those companies anymore. So his being fired by Disney would have no effect on what happened at Sesame Workshop. But Sesame Workshop also let him go. And the Henson Company also let him go. So I have to ask the question, maybe it's you, Steve. Maybe it's you. Now, I've met Steve. Nice guy. Super nice to me as a fan. But I have to recognize that the way you treat a fan is not the same as the way you're going to treat a coworker. He was fired for unprofessional behavior. So just because I had good experiences with him at conventions, that doesn't mean that his firing was unjustified.
Right.
And this really is reading like sour grapes. And I think he's embarrassed himself. And as someone who loves the work this guy has done for years, I don't want to see them like that.
When you were using the Wayback Machine, when was that article from?
Oh, that yeah, you have to use the Wayback Machine. He published this article like earlier in the week, and then promptly took it down.
Okay.
He said he was having issues with his website. So,
Well, it's a lot for him to not repost, honestly. You got a lot of super chats. I'm not sure.
let me see. Where did we? Oh, we did get a lot of super chats. Trying to see where I left off. Okay, here we go. Maud Levy says Sam Eagle's the most underrated Muppet. Sam Eagle is my favorite Muppet. So thank you, Maud. Handyman Guillermo says you guys are both like Gonzo, weirdos. You got our number, Handyman. At least mine. I am definitely though that is a Sam Eagle line. You are all weirdos. That's a Sam Eagle line. Florida 49 says, I have a slobbering Juan puppet. I'm not familiar with slobbering Juan. Kim Boley says, I love Miss Piggy.
You don't love Miss Piggy.
I do not love Miss Piggy. Og Lazy says, just to be honest, does it smell like bacon? We're going back to okay. Eugene Ostermiller says, I hear there's going to be a trans Muppet named Ava. Bring it on. Let's do it.
I didn't hear anything about that. That's interesting.
I didn't either, but why not? Let's do it. Beef Drippin says, check out my book of idioms of an idiot, good buddies. Is that Will? I'm looking at the image. Will, is that you? Let me know if that's Will. Based on the picture. BMC says, I like the Tan Mom puppet. I don't know Tan Mom puppet. Do you know that puppet? O'Glazy says, I believe it was a Frankenstein named Ava. Take down DDT says Naveed is still a dude with a horg. I don't know what a horg is.
I don't. Is this one of those things we got to look up again?
I don't know. We might have to look that one up. James says a lot of people in the chat tonight. Oddly enough, it says there's only 10 people in the chat tonight. So I don't know. Maybe that's not accurate. And Lisa says, yeah, the whole letter gives a real bad look on Steve. That's terrible. I wonder what triggered it all. I think what triggered it all is the recasting of Bean and Rizzo. That's my take. But what are your thoughts on this, Eric? Do you agree that this is a bad look for Steve?
I mean, from what you read, it sounds like it's just. I don't know. Do you think he really had a website issue, or do you think it was just deleted?
I don't know, because it's been over a week and he hasn't put it back yet.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like for me, I'm thinking the fact that it's gone, it's not come back. Yeah,
it is. Will. All right. Will, what can I send it to you on Facebook, Will? Hang on a second. You've never met my buddy Will, have you? He's a good guy. He's got a new YouTube channel called Vlog Jammin' that I've been enjoying. Yeah, give me a second, Will. I'll get it to you. I just gotta. All right. Yeah. So I don't know.
It's not a good look that not only does it sound bad, like when you're reading it, but he didn't put it back up after it was gone. So I would assume the worst on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes me sad as a fan because I'm like, it's like, dude, I want to like you, man. So, okay, Will, I just sent it to you on Facebook. I hope it's the right account. So, Lisa says, "Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about being in Rizzo. Maybe Steve had a bad Ambien night like Roseanne."
He says he has a new email.
Muppet behind the scene drama at its best. Degrassi's here, and then there's Maud. Gary puppet is the best puppet. That's from the Howard Stern
Well,
show.
also we have all the drama going on, and then there's the Miss Piggy movie that's apparently coming out soon. So
Miss Piggy movie and the reboot of the Muppet Show. So,
which one are you looking forward to, Joe?
I'm looking a little more forward to the Muppet Show. So I don't know. I want to hear more about this Miss Piggy movie because Miss Piggy's not one of my favorite characters. But Will's asking what's going on. So, you know what? I have a feeling this is not Will. He said this is Will, but Will, when I gave him the link, said seemed confused. Lisa says, I think maybe he still had hope they'd give Rizzo and Bean back. I don't know, man. I don't know. So I don't know. That's what I got for the Muppets. I've met Steve many times, and he was a very likable guy in person.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is not Will. I don't know who Beef Drippins is, but it's not Will.
Oh, okay. Well. I don't know Will well enough to have been able to figure anything out.
All right. Well, anyway. So who are you, Beef Drippins? Who are you? Is this somebody I know? He looks like Will. It's funny.
That is funny.
Well, that's pretty much all I got for tonight.
Is Perp showing up though? Is he coming in?
Perp says he was going to be here later, but it's 11:45. I was going to end after about an hour, so I doubt he's coming now.
Well, that sucks.
I mean, he could, I suppose. Will is sitting at home watching car crash videos right now.
I've never known anybody to do that. That's
the first time I've ever received that statement in a text. So, little trivia: both Lisa and Will and I are members of a secret Muppet Facebook group. So, Lisa says, when you started talking about Steve, you picked up a huge thread of people in super chats and quiet again. That was weird. Yeah, maybe I got to talk about Steve again. The super chats come flying in when you talk about Steve. That was bizarre.
How much you got? A bunch, like right?
Yeah, that was bizarre. I don't know. Where do you see them?
What, super chats?
Yeah, like
under starred. Like if you look next to live, it says starred. All
Okay,
your super
starred.
chats are there.
Oh yeah.
13.
Yeah, about $30.
In what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, that's really bizarre. I mean, thanks everybody. I appreciate it.
This might be the most money you've made on a show in a while.
Yeah, in years. This channel has been kind of dying on the vine. Not that I care.
Right.
Because I mean, like, it would be nice to have.
It's always nice to feel like you're making a little bit something out of your hobby when you devote time to it. That's what I always tell people. Like I don't think anybody has any concept of like, oh, I want to become a millionaire doing YouTube. You know what I mean? I mean, some people do, obviously, but the average person just likes to make a little bit of back on their hobby. You put a little time into it. It feels nice and appreciated when that happens.
Degrassi says, I've got dirt. Do you have dirt on Steve Whitmire?
Interesting.
What do you have dirt on? Oh, he's got some crazy Barney stories. And Lisa says, do I ever hear anything from Joey Baseball? Lisa, I haven't seen Joey Baseball in these chats in years. We used to have this guy, Joey Baseball, was in the chat every week. Mm-hmm. And I think he was a contrarian. Like, he used to come in and say stuff like there'd be a new Pixar movie out. And he'd be like, that new Pixar movie sucks. The best animated movie of the year is the Ugly Dolls movie. And he'd like just say these weird things. And I'm like, everything he said was so off the mark from like I couldn't get a read on if this guy just had really bizarre taste or if he was messing with us. I couldn't figure it out. But his name was Joey Baseball. Look at this. Dave Sundstrom with $2 want to contribute to the Super Chat shenanigans. Thank you, Dave. This has been a weird night, I'll tell you that much. I wonder what caused the Super Chat avalanche.
I don't know.
You think if people are just really that excited about Steve Whitmire?
I mean, it literally started when you like less than 2 or 3 minutes after you started talking about him was when it all started.
Interesting. So anyway, we're going to talk for the next hour about Steve Whitmire. Steve Whitmire was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and he. But anyway, we had this guy Joey Baseball. He was a regular in the chat. So I don't know who it was, but somebody, I used to have Patreon. I got rid of Patreon, but somebody joined my Patreon, and they called themselves Joey. Was it Joey, like Joey Basketball or something? Mm. And Joey Baseball got upset. He was like, "Who's this? Like, why is this guy like, trying to like call himself Joey and a ball? I'm Joey Baseball. This guy calls like Joey Basketball." But then like a Joey Football showed up in the chat, and then I got another Patreon member named Joey Hockey Puck, and then a Joey Bocce Ball showed up. It was and Joey Baseball was just going crazy. I don't know who these people were. I think I know who Joey Bocce Ball was. Joey Volleyball, Lisa said. I think, Lisa, I think I know who Joey Bocce Ball was. Am I right? I think, anyway. But it was really funny because, like, if you read my Patreon credits, there was a whole section we called the Joey Balls because there were like 3 or 4 Joey Balls came by.
Oh, my God.
So, but not Joey Baseball, who was the original. So. Oh boy!
Hey, you said you shut down your Patreon?
I did, yeah.
Any reason why you just didn't want to deal with it anymore?
My wife hated it.
Oh, okay.
She thought it was it made our taxes more difficult.
Oh.
So
it's different. It's different from YouTube for you. I mean, I know YouTube sends out like a end of the year form,
she really doesn't like me making money off YouTube either.
Oh.
She doesn't like me making any money at all where the taxes aren't deducted by the employer.
Right.
Anything she has to figure out because she does the taxes. Anything she would rather us have less money and she has less work to do than more money with work to do. It's like that's her thing.
I mean, most people that make a good amount of money on YouTube just put a little bit aside. I mean, you don't make a lot, so like you said, you weren't getting a lot of super chats and stuff.
I've never made enough on YouTube for it to be taxable.
Right? Yeah, you have to make enough for it to even be worth it to claim, because otherwise, there's no point.
Right.
One of the things my tax person told me for years is they're like, as long as you don't owe the government money, they don't care. They care if you got taxes where you owe them like thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? So if you're not making enough to even pop up on their radar, they're not going to give a shit about it.
Yeah. You'll never convince my wife of that though. So, Joey Herrera, not baseball. Joey Herrera says after Rock and Roller Coaster, Disney needs to do a Muppet Stark ride. James says My Blue Heaven is another great comedy. Yes, it is. I love My Blue Heaven. And Lisa points out that my old Patreon members are still in my end credits. when I got rid of my Patreon, I told everyone, I said, if you were still a patron on the last day I did Patreon, you would forever be in my credits. I would just change it from patrons to associate producers. So those people get their names in perpetuity for their patronage for
You
so
said
long.
perp, and he's not even here.
Yes, there's no perp, no perp here. But it is 5 of 10, and I know you have a stream coming up. What time's your stream?
In 35 minutes from now.
35 minutes. So that does mean yes, it's almost the end of the show, time of the show.
So are you planning on streaming next week as well?
That's the plan. I want to try to get back to every Tuesdays. I know. I had a rough go there.
December was rough for you, so
yeah. December kicked my butt and all my friends' butts in alphabetical order.
The Bone Temple makes the Marvels look like Kmart Blue Light special.
I don't know if I'm going to get to see the Bone Temple. I really don't. The show times at my local theater are awful. They're just awful. They don't have anything past like 8 o'clock. Like 8 o'clock's the latest show. I go when my kids are in bed. Like I get them to bed, then I go to the movies. So 8 o'clock's too early. I can't go at 8 o'clock. And the matinees are too late. Like the matinees are like at 1. You know, I got to be at the bus stop at a certain time. Like my sweet spot is 12 noon for a matinee or 10 o'clock in the evening. And Bone Temple, they haven't scheduled a single showtime in that sweet spot. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Because you think that's a big movie. They'd want to have a lot
of
showtime.
Why especially nothing after 8? I mean, it's kind of a late night movie, I would say, for me. You know what I mean? Like the vibe of it is very late night. You're closing when the sun's just going down, so it's a little weird.
I don't get it, but that's where we are. So unless they add more show times, I don't know when I'm going to see the Bone Temple. But
maybe when it comes on streaming.
Well, I prefer to see. I went on like a rant the other day. I got a video coming. By the way, I saw you follow the guy on Twitter.
Which one?
But I discovered a guy the other day that I guess you're already familiar with. In my recommended viewing, this guy, Robert Storms, comes up.
Oh, no.
And it was a video called, like, is anyone excited for Avengers Endgame? So I watched it, and I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, this guy seems like he wasn't giving me nerdrotic vibes or geeks and gamer vibes. Like he was like, oh, I do love the MCU. I'm having trouble getting excited for this one, but I love Marvel. And I'm like, no, I'm getting like real nerd vibes from this guy. Like I believe he really is into this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, okay, this guy seems okay. This guy seems okay. But then he just kind of slipped in one comment, and only one comment in the whole video that made my spider sense go off, where he's going over reasons the MCU has been struggling. Oh, COVID, and the theaters were shut down for COVID, and they're not using their A-list characters, and they've been prioritizing diversity. And I'm like, wait, what was that last one? I'm like,
yeah,
you had me. Like I was thinking, no, this guy's one of us, until you slipped in that one line. So then I start looking at some of his videos, and he really is an interesting character, because he does seem like he's genuinely a fan. Like, Dane talks about anti-fandom.
Right.
He seems like he's genuine. He genuinely is a fan, but he mixes the chuddery in sprinkles.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh.
Yeah, I became associated. I say associated. I guess not association is probably the right word. I became aware of him, and we had a couple of back and forths. I think in regards to another person's live stream that we're supposed to be on, and then that never happened, and I just never talked to him again. But I know about his channel. I know who he is, and he's wanted me to, like, at one point he wanted me to come on his channel, and he messaged me about that, but that never happened either. I don't know. I get very nonchalant vibes from him. Like, he doesn't really have a solid opinion about anything. It's all just kind of whatever. Like, it's diversity, and it's also COVID, and there's no, like, he's not sticking to anything, and that makes it difficult.
Well, the one video he did that I was like, I need to fire back on this, and I'm going to be doing a video where I react to his video. I'm going to be doing it because anyone who knows me knows I am a movie theater enthusiast. I love the movie theaters. I'm always there to fly the flag for why movie theaters are so much better than streaming or watching at home. And he did a whole video on why theaters suck. And I watched this video and I'm like, I was tearing what's little left of my hair out. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I could debunk almost everything he says. And I'm like, I got to respond to this. So I go up and I'm going on and on with my wife, telling her, oh my God, this guy was saying movie theaters suck. And I'm like, it's better to watch at home. How can anyone want to watch at home? Too many distractions at home. This guy, he had a dog. There was a dog in the video sitting there. And I'm thinking, you've got a dog. Don't tell me that it's a better experience watching at home, because I know for a fact, because I had a dog, that every time you sit down to watch a movie and you make popcorn, that dog's going to be at your feet begging you for popcorn, because that's what they do. Like, it's like pets. They don't know you're watching a movie. They will bug you. The kids, you got kids, the kids will come in. They always need something. Your wife will call you something. And this guy's going on about, like, I like watching at home because I can hit pause and go walk the dog and come back and start the movie hours later. And I'm like, that sounds all like to watch a movie in one sitting. I don't want to go and break the movie.
I look forward to this debunking video from Joe. This is going to be good.
But anyway, I was going on with my rant to my wife about why watching movies at home sucks and the theaters is so much better. Then I go down the basement and I start watching Tron Ares, because I got the 4K disc of Tron Ares. And I get 3/4 of the way through Tron Ares, and guess what happens?
What?
My daughter comes in the room.
Oh.
And tells me, you need to turn this off. I need a quiet place to do homework, and there's a ton of stuff on my desk, so I can't do it in my room. And mommy's in a conference upstairs, like she's in a teleconference, so I can't do it in the living room because she's distracting. I need a quiet place, so you got to turn this off and let me do my homework here. And I had to stop my movie 3/4 of the way through, and I walk upstairs and I said, so as I was saying, watching movies at home sucks, because this is what happens if you don't start the movie when everyone's asleep. It's a very rare thing that I make it from start to finish in a movie at home without being disturbed. And then people always go on about, well, what about the texting and tweeting? There's people texting and tweeting. That's not ideal. But the people texting and tweeting in a theater are far less disturbing and distracting than the things that go on in this house. So there you go.
Well, the video, when are you planning on doing this reaction?
I don't know, soon. I was going to try to do it over the last couple of days, but I've been really busy. My daughter's car's in the shop, so I've been a chauffeur this week. I'm amazed I managed to get that Star Trek video up, and I'm amazed that as of earlier, there still were no trolls commenting on it. It's garbage. Because I was expecting that. I was like, trolls are going to come out for this one, but
nothing so far. That's good.
Yeah. So anyway, but that's it. Let's wrap this up because you got a stream to do. Hey everyone, if you're watching, go over to it's on both channels, right?
It's on both. Yeah. You can watch on both channels. Eric
Debunks or Eric Reloaded. He's going to be live over there very soon, and I'll probably be over there too. So we're just moving the party to another location, really. So come on over.
It's like a party van.
Yeah. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Thank you for the slew of super chats that really came out of nowhere and were quite unexpected, but appreciated. If you get a chance, please go over, check out my other channel, Krazy Joe Adventures. That channel really is the channel where my heart is. Like that, those are the videos I enjoy doing the most. And that channel is not monetized, and I still need the viewer hours. So if you can take a look at that, maybe watch a couple videos there, helps me out. Hey, Bob's here. Good to see you, Bob. I think Bob, you were over in the Philly Captains chat, like right? He was live. I don't know if he ended, but all right, guys. So over to Eric Debunks in what? How long do we have now? Half hour?
25 minutes.
25 minutes.
Yeah,
25 minutes we'll be over at Eric Debunks. So come on out. And until next time, keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the plastic feet.
Keep wearing those pajamas
Tell everyone you meet
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the back door flap.
Keep wearing those pajamas
Don't open it, it's a trap.
Oh no,
It's a trap. Some people call them bitches, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander adamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas.
keep on wearing those pajamas Keep wearing those pajamas
I know we're having fun,
Keep wearing those pajamas
and now the song is done.
Hi, this is Jeffrey Combs. You're watching Mega Podcastic, and you honor us with your presence.